So your old white hat. Your old
Oh,
white
yeah,
hat.
yeah. Have you talked to him yet?
No, well, we just I accepted my request today, but I haven't had an exchange with him yet.
Yeah, he's a good guy. You'll like him.
Is he?
He's a whole guy, kind of simple, not big on communication and technology and all that stuff. But as far as being on the field, running the game, good.
Yeah, top notch.
Yeah, he'll be on the field. Definitely.
That's cool. Yeah, I mean, I don't recognize any other guys. That's right.
With Jim Crawford.
Oh, Jim.
Yes, Jim Crawford. He's a fire.
Yeah, yeah. So
He's not here right now. Yeah, he's not here now.
yeah, I did see one guy was from Maryland. I don't know if I met him or.
When you see him, he shows up. So when you see him, you'll know. You'll know. Yes, give me just 1 second.
We're just waiting on Aaron. Oh, yeah. You
Go
ready?
ahead. Yeah, go for it.
All right. Everyone, thank you for being here this evening. On behalf of the Conway Football Officials Clinic and the EAI Upper Southern Chapter, it's great to have everybody in the room. One of the unique opportunities we have in this region is the fact that we've got so many NFL officials that come in and speak to us. Tonight we have Terry McAulay going into his 18th year, 3-time Super Bowl referee. Not only does he have that field experience and still living it day in and day out, but he's also the coordinator of the American Athletic Conference, so he's got that side of it as well. So what I'll do is I'll turn it over to Terry to present to them. Thanks, Lynn. So Brian said the topic tonight's mechanics, so I have a lot of stuff we're going to show. I hear there's a basketball game on tonight. Anybody's going to watch? I wasn't going to watch, but I just looked up Scott Foster's the crew chief, so I might have to tune in a little bit because he lives kind of right down there. So he and I go way back. In fact, we worked a JV basketball game with James Madison back in probably '88, long time ago, and he was pretty good and I wasn't. So I went this way and he went that way. All right, so mechanics. What I've got is about 70 plays at random. We're going to watch just a lot of good stuff, some not so good stuff. I'm going to talk about it, comment, and I love mechanics. It's one of my favorite things. And we're not going to talk about rope mechanics. Rope mechanics is what you learn in your first few years, where if the snap you do this, if they throw a pass you do this, whatever. We're going to also, we really want to also talk about instinctive mechanics, where you know the basics, but you make adjustments as the play goes on, and that's what we really look for. How you react to the given play situation based on your basic mechanics. So this is a lot of at random stuff during the course of the season. Like I said, about 70 plays. I will tell you most of it is downfield and line of scrimmage because they're actually the ones that screw up mechanics the most. But there's also a lot of good stuff too. There might be a little referee and umpire, but really we pick up a lot of things. You'll find, can we do lights, by the way? Turn those down a little bit. You'll find that I'll talk a lot about where an official's looking. I'll talk a lot about where an official's looking because, especially with HD now, every time we watch a review or evaluate a play, we're looking at where the official's looking, and is he looking in the right place, or is he off somewhere that has no impact? And that's generally why we miss things, is because we may be in the right place, but we're looking in the wrong direction. And even if it's for a split second, you'll find that that's when something bad happens. So, like I said, at random, and I'll talk about it. This is a situation with the substitute. Nationally, we got really good with substitutions in the no huddle offense. This was I believe it was week 1, not so good. So we had to put this on the video. We're lined up, right? We're Snap's imminent. So what's going to happen? I'll speed it up a little bit so you can see what's going to happen. Here he comes, late sub. So what are we supposed to do? Pick it up right away. And what's the umpire supposed to do? Well, he's just not doing that. We understand that. Sometimes the umpire's pretty focused on the snap right here. He's, the snap's imminent. He may not be aware of what's going on. In that situation, it's incumbent upon the referee to get in there and get his attention, and that's not working, and put a stop to it. That's better. And put a stop to it, and just make sure the snap doesn't get off. But what we do like here, where's the referee looking? At the defensive sideline. That's where he's supposed to be, because that's when you know if they want to match up or if they don't. So he does almost everything right. Luckily, nothing bad happened. All right, next play. God, and I've actually got a couple of these on here. You see it in the NFL. What do you do when the ball goes out of bounds? You stop the clock. Every time, if you're the covering official, you stop the clock. And I've got a couple of these on here of punts that go out of bounds, and we'll see our side coming up with his hand up. That's what side and field judges seem to like to do, because they really can only do one thing at a time. So they put their hand up. They couldn't possibly stop the clock first and then do it. But you got to stop the clock every time. I mean, in most cases, you get pretty good clock operators, and they'll help you out, and they know it's get out of bounds, and they'll stop it for you. I guarantee you, sometimes they don't. So every time, every single time, you're a covering official, and the ball goes out of bounds, you absolutely, the first thing you do has to be stop the clock. These are fundamental. These are basics. And yet, even in the NFL, I can show you video of half a dozen or a dozen plays where the NFL guys stop the clock. One of the best line judges ever got in a lot of trouble. It was probably like 10 or 15 years ago, 10 years ago, and in 2 minutes, where he just didn't stop the clock, and the clock operator left it running, and they got in a lot of trouble for that. So again, instinctive mechanics you just got to do every time. All right, now let's go to some good stuff. Well, first of all, we see our umpire holding him up. Doesn't have to be that close. He could be back a little bit if he wanted to, but we're okay. So he gets out, he backs out like he's supposed to. This is good. And what we're going to see here is near perfect goal line mechanics. Side field judges and line judges, linesmen, pay attention to this one. And what does he do with the, I mean, this is just as good as it gets. I mean, this is absolutely perfect. Not that he, by the way, I don't really think he needed to. Line wasn't really right, but that's okay if you do that anyway. Checks with him, then he goes right to the, he's not done officiating. And I know a lot of you have heard me at camps or clinics or scrimmages or whatever, square up to the guy that scored after he scores. That's exactly what the side judge does here. So I guarantee you that nothing bad is going to happen. When he's turning around, he's going to see it. If something bad happens, he's going to see it. What we don't like is this over-the-shoulder look or kind of turning your head or whatever. Square up to him. Square up to him. Know what he's doing every single time. You have to continue to officiate. What did we used to do in the old days on this play? The side judge would come up and he'd pose and he'd stare into the middle of the field and he'd stop officiating because he used to think the play was over and wanted to look good. Well, as we know now, the play just isn't over. And I can tell you more and more as I go to clinic camps and clinics and watch scrimmages, this is what everybody's doing. Everybody's learned to do that. And make sure nothing bad happens. All right. Not a line judge. I had to ask what the heck you do in this situation. There's some good line judges. I know y'all, you hate it when the quarterback comes at you, right? He's in a little bit of trouble right here. What I know what we all hope he does is just runs out of bounds right here. He just heads straight up here, but he's not going to do that. So he's going to get our run. And again, This is what I'm talking about. He's holding the line like he's supposed to, right? He's supposed to hold the line. He has a couple options. He can back out. I'm not sure he can back out that far. I think this is one where, and when I talk to one of my line judges, this is one where you just got to bail out. And your headlines, he's got to pick you up on the other side and throws the football and do the best you can. And basically, this is not what you do. This is not. And as everybody who's been years knows, the eyes are always on you, and everybody gets their shot and they're always. All right, here's one. We're going to go to these. And here's another little fundamental mechanic. Nice job by the lines at the bottom, getting there. We have a fumble situation. This ends up finish it up. Show you a couple things on this. Jonah's not here. He actually needs to see this, but he's the referee in this one. All right, so we got a fumble. We're going in there, knee bag, whatever. We do that. Always, always, always. When you know who recovers the fumble, you give a direction signal. Not the down. You give it. I guarantee you, they're not gonna play first down for if you do that for the offense. So you always give a signal as soon as you know immediately, and let everybody know who's got the football. Now, number two, where's our referee looking?
Turn his back.
I guarantee you he's not going to see anything bad happen. And this is another, especially referees. I picked on this probably because I noticed myself doing it on the video a couple of years ago. And then I tuned in as I'm watching more referees. They are so quick to be done with the play and start looking for downs or line of games or whatever because they think there's not a threat. And that's what you kind of learn. If there's no threat for a foul, then you're kind of done. No, if there's no potential threat for a foul, then you're done. What does potential threat mean? That means opponents are near each other. So as long as opponents are near each other, you gotta keep an eye out. I mean, what if 12 probably wouldn't do that. What if 92 pops 12 in the head, or 44, or whatever it is, pops 12 in the head? I guarantee nobody's going to see it. Nobody's going to see it. We might get lucky off the ball, but Jonah should have backed up a little bit, just kept an eye on everybody until it was clean, and they started going back to their huddles. I have another play I'll show you maybe in a little bit. I'll bring it up, where a referee mixes a pretty big foul. Luckily, one type guy. We're in an intentional grounding situation, and the point, watch the line, what's the line go to the top? Potential grounding. So he's in the pocket, in the tackle box, and he dumps it. This is one of the most important things you can do right there as a line of scrimmage. Really, anybody, umpires can do it sometimes. Downfield can do it too. This ends the play, ends the question for everybody. We might miss it. We maybe still should be in some situations, but it is incumbent on the line of scrimmage officials in this case, and sometimes in downfield. You got to do something in every intentional grounding situation. Even if you don't think it's close in a lot of situations, you still want to do something because the referee's stuck with his quarterback. He can't look upfield. He looks up. He has no idea what happened. And it is just such a wonderful relief for a referee to see somebody just point at somebody. All right, we're done here. Or conversely, you're flying in to tell the referee it didn't get back to the line or there was nobody in the area. You have to do that. That's what sells the call. That's why we're allowed, that's why we're able to have a late flag, because we've sold what we're going to do by the actions of the line judge here. If he was coming in to tell the referee there's nobody there, everybody knows it's not like we're indecisive at any point. So this is crucial. Just a little story on that. Championship game, Chicago, Green Bay, Chicago, New Orleans, many years ago. I was working with a third-year official who was actually with me in his first year, and Drew Brees goes back in the end zone and just swings it out for the sideline, and I'm covering him, he gets whatever, and my third-year linesman comes flying in and he says, Terry, there is nobody over there. And this is in, I believe it was late the third or early fourth quarter. So now we're about to put points on the board. So I asked him, are you absolutely sure? He said, absolutely. And he was right. So we brought the flag in the end zone, safety for Chicago, and that kind of helped them win the game. So it is so important. I really can't stress that enough. That you've got to do something on those plays. All right, this was a tough one. So let's go back into the scoreboard. The offense is down. What is it? The offense is down 24-23 with 17 seconds to go in the fourth quarter. Pretty big play, I'd say. What is it? Where's this? First and 10. But it's a pretty big play. They need a few yards. And there's 17 seconds. Actually, that scoreboard's wrong, so it looks like it was second and 1. So what are we going to do with this?
It's being driven back.
First down.
We know it's a first down, and there's clearly a question of whether he's inbound or outbound, right? Clearly a question. We'll go to the end zone, take a look at it.
Who's there?
Looks like he's probably, I really want this to be out of bounds, guys. I mean, I clear knee down in the field of play. He's driving out, but we don't. We actually rule him inbounds. Probably should have, but okay, we're stopping the clock for a first down. But the coach doesn't know this. You've got to let him know. I know there's some conferences that like to line him and stuff. I don't like to do that. I think you lose time too much and it confuses the clock operator or whatever, and you lose a couple of seconds, especially in this situation you're bad. What we wanted to do is turn around and tell the coach, we're going to start the clock. Get it to the referee. Referee, tell the quarterback he's in bounds. Get to the line. We're going to start the clock on the ready. So you've got it's so incumbent to have to communicate. Even if it's on the other side of the field, we've got to get it to the coach. We've got to get it to the quarterback. What we're going to do with the clock, because he thinks he's out of bounds. I think he is, by the way. All right, here's a good one. Watch the umpire. What's he got? Let's go to the end zone. We see this an awful lot. I don't think he touches it. I mean, if this is all we have on replay, I couldn't reverse it. I don't think he does. You got to know, especially if you got replay, and a lot of you don't. But even if you don't have replay, you have to absolutely know it was tipped. Don't think it was tipped. I mean, it seems this is a nothing play. Nothing bad happens. Obviously, just catches the ball. But lots of bad things can happen if we rule tip and it's not tipped and the ball tipped and it's not. So, I've seen field goals where the referee tip and didn't have a running into the kicker because he ruled tip and you couldn't prove one way or another. Just say you heard it. You got to know. You got to be absolutely certain the ball was touched, you just get yourself in a lot of trouble. Example. In my playoff game in Seattle, the end of the first half, with the kick guy jumping over the center, he shanks the kick, and I was about 99.5% sure that he touched the ball because the way it went and everything, but I wasn't 100%. Let it go. We had running into the kicker, we extended down, and the field goal, didn't have to go to replay. It wasn't touched. I thought it was. I think the whole world thought it was touched. But it wasn't. You have to know that it's touched. Too many bad things can happen. Sometimes you get caught. Line judge at the top of the screen. You kind of have funny stuff too once in a while. He's really, he's got the quarterback sack. He's gonna take the spot, right? But we know our referee and the center judge, they can have an idea to help out because these are tough spots to get. He's all over this one. He's all over that spot right there. Unfortunately, the quarterback obviously threw the football, and we're really not going to have this spot. But he was, mechanically, he was doing the right thing. I guess he just didn't know where the ball was going. Okay, I'm good with that. All right, Bill the cat. All right, watch the side judge on this play. Who's the side judge going to cover? Who's he got on extra points or field goals? He's going to have basically the action on the tight end and potentially maybe help with the tackle. He doesn't usually do anything. He's looking for pull and shoots and other holding or something out there. So watch our side judge. I'm certain he's not going to see what happens to the tight end and the guy attacking from that side. He's looking, if you can tell, he's looking this way. Well, we got somebody covering that right there. He needs to look this way. So nothing bad happened on this one, but if it had, guess what? We would not have gotten it. All right, here's a good one. Okay, yeah. Now let this run. This is a 2-minute drill, 26 seconds. Team's down by 7. They're going to get a first down. First down. They got a first down. We're good. Stop the clock. What do we do wrong? If you've seen this play, by the way, and know the answer, don't shout it out. Let's see if everybody can figure out what we do wrong here. It's Joan again. What do we do wrong? We go back. Again, if you know, don't holler. But if you've seen it, don't holler. Umpires. Who's an umpire? What did you do wrong?
He's got to go. You should have the ball.
Get a little clear. Don't push the line back. Just put the ball down. He pushes the line back. They want to, you can see where the center wants to, just put it down there. Nobody cares that it's a half-yard difference, whatever. Just never, ever. I mean, obviously, if they're 3 yards up or whatever, you got to push them back. But for this little bit, he pushes them back, makes them all go back about half a yard, half a step, whatever, slows it down a little bit more. Luckily, the clock stopped for a first down, but if it wasn't, there's about a second that's going to run off as they try and get themselves reset or whatever. Just put the ball down where the center thinks it's going to go, unless it's more than a yard off. I mean, obviously, if there's a 3rd and 4th down involved, you got to be a little more judicious about it. But in this situation, on a first down with half a yard, just put it down, let them, they're going to spike the ball, obviously.
You fix it after the spike, or you just leave
You
it?
can. Yeah, that's fine. The linesman's probably going to have his normal spot where he's going to have the chains down at the right spot. Put it back where it is. And if it ends up at the other spot, don't worry about it either, because that half a yard is not going to matter in any way, shape, or form. All right, this is not how you break up a scuffle. You make that perfect. This is not how you break up a scuffle. You swim inside, let them know you're there. You don't tweet at them. If you're coming in, you maybe tweet. But you're hustling in and you're swimming in. You're not grabbing anybody. You swim in and get in between them and make sure they know you're there. And you certainly don't leave each other as they're going up. This is not another way we would name the flags or anything. But you certainly wouldn't leave them alone. Let's see. A couple things on this one. Brake mechanics. Now I know my back here is probably the wrong place according to the book, but I can move it. I guess we're snapping inside the 20. It's supposed to be on the line. I actually prefer the middle of the end zone, but the book says to be somewhere else. So there's just a good job by the back judge and the side judge. You can see him coming in, and notice that he looks at the players. I mean, he gets his spot, looks at the players, or helps with the spot, that field judge is going to have the exact spot. We're coming in. I think it's okay for the back judge to put the ball down, by the way. I'm tossing it to the field judge to put it down. Because and where are we running into? It's probably right inside the hash. The other thing, something to remember, and it's not in the book, but it's certainly one of our guidelines. Field judges, side judges, line of scrimmage officials. If you ever have a spot inside the 2-yard line, either way, you have to go to bodies. Now, the closer it gets to the goal line, the harder you need to come. I mean, if it's at the 1 3/4, you don't need to blast, but you still need to get to bodies. And certainly as it gets closer to the goal line, either in, coming out or going in, you want to pick up the pace an awful lot as it gets closer and closer to the goal line. This is terrific. And you'll see he is down. Really good spot. Down and he falls forward. Great spot. And more, of course, the most important line on the field is the goal line. Really good goal line work by everybody on this play. Coming to bodies, coming hard. We're going to see a helmet come off right here, so our umpire's got the clock stop for the helmet off. Everybody's done this right. I probably prefer the back judge to hang back a little bit more to give us a better perspective on what's happening. I'm not sure the referee needs to come in that far either. It looks like we got it pretty well covered. If something bad starts happening, then you can either or both can come in a little bit stronger. But really nice job of going. All right. Punt. This is not. Oh. That's TV stopping. This is one of the best examples I've ever seen of why we put the official right there. Forget what he did with this. We want this to be a touchback, by the way. I think he did do that. But again, and the thing, the scenario is, and we'll go back to this. We'll go back to the other one. If it goes over his left shoulder, then it goes over the right shoulder, or even straight over his head, make it a touchback. And I'm not sure we did this one, but it should be. This one should be a touchback. Is this the one I wanted? All right, we call. I think we call it sportsmanlike conduct. During the play right here. Let's go back. It's 1st and 10. 1st and 10. This is the only time this has happened in 7 years. Down. And everybody got in trouble, I can guarantee. Everybody. So we call UNS right there for time. Okay. Live ball foul, right? It happens about the previous spot. You see he's coming up with 2nd down. At some point, we ended up going back to 1st down. No. At some point, we ended up going to 3rd down. Yes, we went to 3rd down for some reason. No, we went to, take it back. We went to 2nd down. Should have stayed 1st. We went to 2nd down. And they lost it down. You can see our little conversation here. What we don't see is everybody getting involved because everybody's got to get involved. Very bad situation. You can never, ever lose it down. Referee had it right. Somebody talked him out of it, and other people had no opinion whatsoever. You can't not have an opinion on the down. You cannot have a right opinion on the down. Referees. We used to say that you work the game the same way from beginning and to end, and it's still true in most cases except for the clock. When the clock's a factor, number one, you just do things a little bit differently. So we've got the ball dead for first down with 31 seconds to go in the second quarter. Watch the clock. It's already started. It started with 36 seconds on the play clock. Middle of the first quarter, I'm actually okay with that. With 30 seconds to go, 31 seconds to go, I'm not okay with it. You want the ball down, and you want the offense to have a chance to get the snap with as little time as possible. Be much more deliberate as a referee, starting the clock in a 2-minute drill. So they're calling timeout and trying to figure out how, and they call timeout, how did the ball clock get down to 27 seconds. So here's our scenario. This TV kind of focused on that. On the see, he's whining.
Ball's not
Right here. Ball's not even down yet. Ball's coming in. And like I said, in a normal situation, once the ball's in the vicinity, put it down, start the clock. I'm okay with that. Not in this scenario.
There's a rule of thumb that you use, whether that be outside 5-2 or just depending on the game situation.
2 minutes, under 2.
2 minutes.
Under 2, the whole thing changes. The whole thing changes under 2. All right, now some good stuff. Great inline coverage. It does not get any better than this. Watch the work at the inline. And then we're going to screw it up. I'll tell you how to do that in a second. All right, so the field judge, I lose the field judge, leaves the goal line because the inline's threatened, right? It's a great look. We got to check it. We got to check it. We do still have the back judge, so that's good. We make eye contact, confirm the positive, and what we do, we get too involved in trying to get a football. Just get the ball from these guys. We really don't care what he does with it as long as he doesn't do something illegal. Then we care. So just turn and watch him. Stay back. Do not do a celebration. Move forward if it's 2 different players involved. But in 2 teammates, don't move forward. Stay back and see what they do. And then, of course, we have our line judge turning too quick too. I'd really rather him not turn that quick. All right. Don't do this. Body language is very important. You have to have a good positive body language in most cases. He is cleared up. But I mean, we can not be so negative about it. All right, center judges, umpires, referees, they're going to go back there and think it's a piece of cake. You're out of harm's way, right? Never get in trouble as a center judge. Oh! Well, maybe you can. Anyway, it can happen. And just if you become a center judge, anybody in here, don't turn your back. You have to back out. This is the right play or not? Oh yeah, it is. All right, so we get actually it's a pretty good call. Not playing the ball, grabs him. I'm okay with it. But we watch our coach on the field up here. He wants something up there. You got to do something about that at some point. I don't know. Maybe a warning. Maybe just to talk to at this point. But because he's not real demonstrative from what I remember. But you got to take care of it. Keep him off the field. Line judge, even some of the better ones make a mistake. He gets out of the way. This is good. We see the end zone, what he does wrong. Spot's not going anywhere. We get our field judge coming real nicely to kind of watch. He's pretty far away. We'd really rather turn, have an idea where the spot and then back up into it or get close to it, whatever. It's not really a major spot. So he should be turning and dealing with all that going on. Drop a beanbag if you need to. That's always perfectly okay. Line of scrimmage official on the other side, their linesman in this case, should be able to help if we lose it dramatically and get us close. Center judge, just this would apply to referees too on a turnover. This would be a really long run for a turnover. You want to work your way to the inside, if at all possible. We see our center judge got caught on the outside here. He really didn't have anywhere to go, so it's probably the right thing to do. And we are. Valley classes at the clinic one of these years. I have no idea what happened. All right, onside kick. So look at this score, 24-21, potential for an onside kick. You know, the referee kind of decides what we're going to do, whether we're moving the line of driven and the linesman up, or leave it back, right? Let's talk. The team that's kicking off is down 24-21 with 2:14 and 2 timeouts left, and they have 2 timeouts left. So what do you think they're going to do? Are they going to onside kick or not? I would personally think they'd kick away. I mean, with 2 timeouts, I think they'd kick away. So how do you decide that? You wait and see what the receiving team does. If the receiving team sends their hands team in and does this, send them in. In fact, in any situation, even because you'll see them sometimes, they'll do it at 4, 5, 6 minutes if the score is big enough. Wait and see what the receiving team does. Like I said, if they send this formation in, just send them up. A lot of times they'll still kick away, but if they kick away, there's not much that's going to happen back here where you need 3 across. So just send them up if you see this formation come out. You got plenty of time. They're not gonna kick off until the referee does something. The referee's not gonna do something until these guys get up here where they need to be, which they didn't come up on this one, as I recall. That's right, because John, the referee actually called me and asked me about this, and because they didn't send them up, and then they covered this. A lot of stuff to remember in there about football. All right. Line. So how many referees we got? Handful. What do you do how do you line up a punt? It goes out of bounds.
I try to find a spot where the kicker went, kick the ball.
Mm-hmm.
Run to it and then face.
So you run to his spot. Okay. I run him. I kind of make a line between where the ball left his foot and where it hits out of bounds, and then when the line of scrimmage, when the deep wing runs in, hits that line, then I stop him. Usually within about 5 yards, I can do that. We missed this one, I think. We're going to put it at the 20. Probably not. I mean, I couldn't. I mean, this is one of the good things. Really, unless you really screw it up, you're really not going to get in trouble where you want the ball. But you just kind of remember that mechanic. Going to the spot where he kicks it is fine too. Remember that for the umpire and if there's a center judge that too. When you get that situation, the referee is probably going to. In fact, he is going to have to go to that, so he's going to have help as the linemen and defenders go downfield. So they're going to have to help cover for him because he's not going to be covering that. He's got to watch the play of the ball. And we didn't stop the clock. Another not stop the clock. So it just happens in line. All right.
Terry, in that situation, if the punter's under duress and the kick goes out of bounds and the referee's tied up with the punter,
The field inside there should just do the best you can.
Put it on a line.
That should be pretty obvious. In fact, that's a great question. I don't think I've ever even addressed it before. I mean, we say that, But if you get in a situation as a side and field judge and you've got your hand up and you see the referee, I mean, and this does happen, he gets caught up breaking people up, help protect a kick, maybe he's got running a kick, whatever. And he doesn't put your hand down and go to the spot. Don't keep looking for him because he's not going to help you anymore. I'll tell you right now, he is not going to help you. So you can do this all you want to, and you can keep walking. He's not going to help you. He may eventually say the hell and just chop you down after you've gone 20 yards past where you're supposed to go. But at that point, when you see he's not there, just figure it out.
Terry, I cover that in my pregame with the crew, and basically I tell them if I turn my back on you, pick a line and put it on the line.
That's pretty good. Hopefully it's a close line.
Well, yeah. the other line I use is if they start booing, I think you've gone too far.
The other thing that will absolutely send a referee into what's the word I want to use? Hysterics. Really pisses him off is if the ball hits in the white and you do this. Oh, we really, really hate that. It just drives me absolutely nuts. Especially when you go ask them where the ball hit, and they say, oh, I hit it way out, and you know it didn't, and then you go look at the video. Where did you say that ball hit? It didn't hit in the white. Or it did hit in the white. So that's some guidelines there. All right. Tight catch fumble, pass fumble. No! Umpires no. And we're going to see actually one more play like this. When you get a pass fumble situation, the rest of the crew has to have a feel for the way the ball came out, and you just got to suck on the whistle. You can't do anything. You just have to let it go, and hopefully the referee at some point will be able to get off the quarterback and make a decision or let somebody know what he's got. You know, if it's a close where he's caught the ball or not, he may just give a little signal that he threw it or whatever. Obviously, if there's a beating back, that helps us with a fumble, but a lot of times we just don't have the wherewithal to do that. But you can't have anybody else do anything until the referee makes a decision and declares whether it's a pass or a fumble. It's, by the way, it's almost always, you've heard me, a lot of people heard me say this, it's almost always a fumble. This is a fumble. I think he pushes it forward. Maybe it's not. Replay had a better shot. We can do something with it. It's really close. I'd play this as a fumble as a referee every time. All right. Okay, on this one, the side judge. We saw the side judge earlier when the inline's threatened. Go to the end zone, go to the inline. Here we don't. Not a good look. You got to start. Generally, by the time the play happens, you want to be about halfway. About halfway. If you can get yourself, if the ball's lobbed up, that's okay too. But you should be able to get yourself about halfway. Good reverse mechanics. We've gotten so good on reverse mechanics. You know, we've got our line of scrimmage guys. As soon as there's an interception, they just take off, looking over their shoulder. Really well done on this one. And then eventually our side field judge will get up with the spot. A lot of times, though, remember, there's a lot of bodies over here. Down here, the opposite deep wing is going to have a really good idea of where it's supposed to be and can help cases. Here's one case where we don't have to be exact. Just within the vicinity is fine. And a lot of times it's tough for the guy here coming up to get fairly close. But down here, you got a really good perspective of it. Sometimes the deep wing on the right scrimmage guy on the other side can see it too. All right, well, and we may have another one of these too. I think we do. Maybe it's on kickoff. Side and field judges, other than when you're on the goal line, you should never, ever be in front of the run. Ever. I would say that's an absolute. Side and field judges on punts, and conversely, line of scrimmage officials on kickoffs should never, ever be in front of the runner. You see we do, we came up too quickly, and we're going to miss the spot, by the way. Well, we may eventually get it right. But I would say the spot is ball maybe 20, I will put it to 23. Looks like we're going to come back. 23, 22, so we miss by about a yard. Not a huge deal, but again, you don't want to get caught, because once you're looking this way, you lose your perspective of everything else that's going on. You really, on this play, you want to be about 15 looking in this way and come up, square up, and take your spot. And I think we've gotten away from it. I know there's some people that still like the concept. I think we're just too close off just at the very beginning here. You want about 5 to 7 yards as a guideline for side and field judges, and we've really gotten away from the lineup, the three-way lineup, everybody on the 7-yard line, because field and side judges are doing different things has a whole different role that he's got to deal with. He gets himself where he needs to be, and our side judges about 5 to 7. Some like a little bit more, but I certainly wouldn't be less than 5. Good kick, you got to retreat. Obviously, no further than the goal line. All right, what do we do here? Yeah, we think this is an extremely difficult play. So like right line scrimmage, guys, you got to go to the goal line, and then we get a sack or a runner stopped. So you just got to do the best you can. Referees, I'll beat my old referee up here. Kind of got a little bit lazy on me. He's got to drift. He's got to drift in that direction as you do on any other play. He kind of just got cement that he can stay there. We're going to call him out of bounds at the 17, it looks like. Well, there's the spot right there. I would put that at about 13, it looks like. So it's going to be tough for him to do it no matter what, but I would think our referee would be in a pretty good spot. We don't normally like him to take spots. And if it's just, if you put it at 14, who cares? But you can't really miss it by 4 yards on this play and stop the clock, because it is a forward progress, and we did miss it by 4 yards. So referees, there's one time you can help on spots. Same thing with quarterback sacks. Have an idea. If the line of scrimmage guys get it close, fine, but don't let them miss it by 3. Oh, great job. This is you hear people don't go in somebody else's pond. Ball's on the other side of the field. We got our headline. Ball's on the other side of the field. And is it a fumble, or is he down? Well, if they fumble, well, you can see what our headlines was doing, right? It opened up to him. I mean, I don't care that he's 40 yards away. He was right. He was absolutely down. Just a terrific job. You don't want to do it unless you are absolutely 1,000% sure. But when you are, that's why you're there, to make a call like that, because he is. You can see it here. Yeah, there he is. His elbows come down right there. That knocks the ball out. Replay reviewed it, and it's confirmed. So yeah, it opened up to him. Again, don't guess. If you don't have it, don't have it. But when that's that opportunity, take it, jump on it. Great job. Now here's the other situation where it's a pass fumble. We're going to see the headlines at the bottom, decide that he wants to kill the play. So the referee's kind of not made his decision yet. Now he does. So just hold on. Just hang on to it. I think the referee does end up ruling. I don't remember who did it first, but again, down here, wait for the referee ruling. All right. Okay. Maybe some of you have seen this play and let it run. Tell me what we got here. Forward progress? Looks like forward progress to me. Let's see what we do.
Really?
Yeah, that's what I thought too when I first saw this. All right, let's just let somebody's plays run. Somebody's replays run. Still looks like forward progress.
No, he doesn't have that.
Still looks like forward progress. Takes it away after he's pushed it back, right? Oh! How about that? Our replays yet. We got one more. It's a really good replay. Referee didn't have any.
Someone got losing from behind.
There it comes out. Really a tremendous call. Absolutely tremendous call. Survival of the fittest. Yeah, oh, did he? I guess he had it too. He did have that. So yeah, just a great job. Don't go too quick. Make sure you see the football. This is the yeah, it comes out really quickly. He's definitely not stopped yet. This is the football. You see, the defender actually gets it first. And the offensive player tries to take it away from him. So just wow, it doesn't get much better than that. All right. Back here. Touchback, you're gonna fumble, ball through the end zone. Stop the clock first. I know it's not in the book. You can put it in the book and beg them, but they won't do it. But what we want is stop the clock first. Why? Because that gives you just about half a second to figure out what you want to do on a play. Also, don't turn your back on people. But I really prefer on any touchback, whether it's close, not close, safety. I prefer stop the clock first. Gives you just a second to take a breath, figure out who's doing what to who, where we're going, and then signal. What we've seen over and over again that some people want to give that immediate backwards, and then it looks horrible, and we've got to fix it. So just to stop the clock. I know whoever you work for probably doesn't want that, but left guard, is it holding? Yeah. I didn't know that. All right, headlines move. Right? Whoa. There's a problem. And that is that's a tendency for a lot of people as you turn and you want to go the other way, you're now not officiating anything. You gotta, it's the basketball fast break thing. You gotta turn looking over your head. Eventually, then we look away again. We look away again. And we stop because, okay, we stop. You gotta keep officiating. See that happen an awful lot. Side field judges do that a lot too. Referee don't turn and signaling. See if you don't turn and signal. Just like that. It plays over there, just like that. The linesman comes off the goal line. Don't come off the goal line. Roger seems to like to put a lot of these types of things on the videos. He's right. We got to back up first. First of all, I mean, it's in fact, I'm okay initially. Right about here, you got to start backing up. You got to sense that you're getting threatened. I mean, we're still there. and let ourselves get too close. You got to back up, and you can't make this ruling from there.
Back up or back out?
Back.
He's jumping off.
Yeah. I want to go straight back. Stay on the goal line, straight back, as far as you need to go. Center
Get back out.
Still got to stay on your feet, but if you can get back up that quick, you got some kind of skill. We're snapping too quickly. You gotta, and this happens more on punts than really line scrimmage plays. Their quarterbacks are letting us get out of there. But on punts, we gotta let him get, especially a tight punt, we gotta let him get back here. I mean, he's not even past the personal protector, so he needs to be able to get at least halfway. And just warm. I wouldn't shut it down. Second time I'd shut it down and probably penalize. But just warn the coach, and they're pretty good about it. The Eagles are pretty bad about doing that. Give them one warning and they're good. This play, everybody seen this play before? A lot of teams do like to run this. This is always going to be controlled. If the receiver drops the football, it's an incomplete pass. I mean, really, the only way you would ever make this a bad is if he actually bats it. I mean, he does this. There's a batting motion, If he in any way, shape, or form controls the football and pushes it forward for even just an instant, you're gonna rule that control and a forward pass, and if he drops it, it's incomplete. Here, good no forward progress. Too quick. And he's still got his feet. He's jumping back. There's no control. He's not controlled and stopped. So this is not a forward progress play. It's a fumble. Correctly ruled. Good job. Flag pickup. Oh yeah. Our umpire gets a little fooled on this one. Oops. It's kind of one of the stories because the coach of the receiving team wanted it shut down, and I'm glad we didn't because his team doesn't react at all. He said he did, but and I understood that. I kind of talked down off the ceiling, but if we shut it down, then boy, have we screwed this team down here. We really messed them up on whatever they were trying to do, because clearly they were doing something funky, but it was perfectly legal. So, just pick that. I guess, I don't know, I'd rather, if this team doesn't react, we'll never see this again in a million years. If this team doesn't react, then don't do anything with it, just pick the flag up if you can. Again, I don't know what kind of advice that is, because if you ever see that was the thing. This coach wouldn't have been nearly as upset. So. Inline. What happens? Something happens on the inline here. I don't have it labeled. You just do coverage on the inline. Yeah, more good coverage on the inline. That's one reason I'm kind of doing this, is because you guys get to visualize what really looks good and what sells calls and how to be in great position to get it right. All right. We get a lot of tough plays. We get a lot of tough plays. And like I said, everybody, even if you've only worked a couple games so far in our league, you're gonna make the video. Yeah,
Just get it out of the way now.
And the moral of this story is you got to do something. This is a tough play. This is a really play, right? I mean, in real time, I couldn't tell you what it is. Probably a touchdown, but you got to do something. And then, by the way, I don't have the TV on here. We did something after a really long time, I think. But we really didn't do anything this time. Guys, when you get something like this, do something. Sell the hell out of whatever you think it might be. You know, certainly in Division I of the NFL, we have replay. They'll come in and fix it. But even if you don't, who's gonna ever tell what that is from a coach's video or even even FCS video because they don't have a lot of cameras? You sell the hell out of it, and the people in the stadium and watching it. Well, I don't think he's right, but I really can't be sure. But it sure looks like he thinks he's right. So that's those really tough end line, sideline catches, goal line plays where it's just, I mean, it's a millimeter away from being one thing or another. Don't go too quick, but you got to decide and make a decision and then do something and sell it, and then we'll live with whatever it is. Punt position, what was my? Really not sure why I had that here. Okay. We're in the. I know where we are. We're just talking about center judges. This is just a position for a center judge to be in. Referee, the position of the referee. And I know there's a lot of variances. I did a national video a while back talking about rough and running kids. I really, and not everybody's on the same page because I see referees all over the place on this one. You know, good width and 1 or 2 yards, no more than 3, because by the time he kicks it, you know, and you still have a good look from where we are here. If you'd have been back here, where a lot of referees are, generally in this area, this is really a bad angle, and this guy's attacking from this side to get it. This is so there's no reason to be really deep for a punter because his first move is always going to be forward. All right. Not a cross-field play. You know, sometimes we love cross-field mechanics. They us in so many situations, but when you just got to run her down, you really don't need to be looking for help. So we see that our line judge is coming up looking for help, and we're going to miss it. He got a first down. And we're going to put him short, but we're going to get across field. I think he surprised the guy down here. And we put him down short, about a yard short, and it shouldn't have been. It really is a first. It's really close to a first one. It's certainly not a yard short. And so don't, I love cross-field mechanics, but if it's just a runner being down, that's yours all the way. Don't go looking for help. This is just TV. It might have been forward progress, but he recovered himself and went forward, so should have been first down. Third down. Is this the spot section? I have some more. I have a bunch of spots here. Yeah. Maybe we are. Spots. We're not countrywide, nationwide. We're not very good on spots. 3rd and 10. 3rd and 10. I'm pretty darn sure that's short. Even if the yellow line, I bet in this particular case. See if we can see where we're coming in. And we're signaling first down. It's not. That was third down in the red zone, in the, inside the 25. Replay, you can fix this one for us. Let's say he's down right here. Almost a yard short. That's in the back of the balls on the 21. Gotta be good with spots. Tough play, interesting play. Second quarter, obviously we're in the 2-minute drill. What do we got here? 1st and 10. So is this forward progress, or is this, does he regain his balance and we're going to do something when we get to him there? Pretty tough play, actually. Really tough play. On this is the line judge had forward progress, and the head linesman had regained balance and looks to put it down here. Right? He's going to stop. I guess he thinks he's out of bounds. He's going to stop the clock when he goes out of bounds. Okay with, but then the umpire's going to take the spot from the line judge, thinking he's got it, and give him a first down. Which, you know, that's close too. But he just wants to talk about this. It just went downhill at this point. If what we've got to do is if the headlineman really wants that spot, wants to pull him off that, he's got to let the umpire know, take the spot, get the line judge's attention, get out of here, I got it here, go away, thank you for your cross field, whatever. Otherwise, we just go with the forward progress and because we really end up not looking too smooth on this whole situation. Because offense wants to snap the ball. And by the way, they really don't care if they have a first down or not. It's either the 2nd and 1 or 1st and 10. So referee doesn't know what we got. It is a first down. Whatever. Okay, so here we go. Tough situation. Quarterback slide. Where's he down? Where the body part stuff touches, right? First body part other than the hand or foot. Not a great angle, but I'm pretty sure he's short there. I'm pretty darn sure he's short. 3rd and 4. 3rd and 4. See, we can give him a first down. And replay doesn't fix that one either. So, be accurate on spots. Play you short here too. And we gave him a first down. Not sure replay could fix this one unless they have down on the shots. But I'm pretty sure he's short. 3rd down play. This might be just. Yeah, this is the coaches from earlier. No, we'll pass that on. This is the TV from the earlier one too. It is. Let me see about the coaches. Forward progress. A little bit of yard too much. And the only reason I put this on here is because, I mean, does it make a big deal? No. This one right too. We missed this one, then we're probably missing the ones like we missed on the first one, on the line of game plays too. So be accurate wherever it is. We know if he's tackling the backfield, not so much. I mean, it's not that big a deal, and we can miss those a little bit because they're pretty tough. But these are not good. have no idea. This one's not even. You know what this means. Oh, what do we do? Well, he got himself in a bad spot. He's not in any hurry. You're going to come in and sell it. Now we're probably going to put a cross field on this one. Kind of wide. It's this one by, let's see, we missed this one? Bluefield, Hayden showing his ball. So the ball, where's the ball head? 47? We missed this one by a yard. Probably the next play. All right. Oh, this is the next play. Put it in 48. Just by a yard. Yeah, not a huge deal, but sure would like to be more accurate than that. And this is good. This is the one we talked about earlier with the referee and the center judge potentially helping with a spot. Stop right there. About the 13. We put it. We have the next play. We put the 12. Referee can help a little bit on that one. Missed it by 2 yards. I said it was 2 yards. Missed by about a yard. Perfect spot. Ah, a good one. All right. About the 49, maybe the 49, whatever. All right, let's see how good we did on this one. And the next play. And the next play is back of the ball on the 49. Love that. That doesn't get much better. 1 out of 10. All right, they go another way from spots again. A few more plays. Maybe some other stuff if we have some extra time. Great goal line coverage. Our field judge gets just a little excited. By the way, look at the score. Team's got the ball is down by 5. 27. Ready? Oh. Knee bag. Chest bump. Get the clear. Touch back. And we're, I tell you what, the coach is on the sideline here at the bottom. Where they're headed right now is to go tell him exactly what happened. So it's going to replay. They went right to him to give him the information where we are right now.
Drop his
TV announcers were really good to us. Still don't have a definitive shot yet. There it is. This is like, I think it was the opposing party. I don't remember what it was. I'm watching it. I sure was happy when I saw this confirming shot. Great job. Now what you look for. And here, we'll finish on that. Look down. Remember, the referee manages the substitution, not the linesman. So we got the offense substituted, and you can kind of watch the countdown. Play clock. Here he goes out about 30 seconds, coming back in. Somebody's coming in, 25, 24, or whatever. They substituted. Now the defense decides at 20 seconds they want to match up. Well, it's really too late. The referee's already cleared the umpire. And our linesman's going to kind of take over and get a stop. Well, the offense kicked off about this. And rightfully so, because this is all Once you clear the umpire, it's all in hand. All right, that's the last class. The lights on. Now 15 minutes, great. Questions? I can, anything you want to know. We can talk mechanics. Maybe we'll answer. I may not.
One question. On the play where the center judge was just clearing out
On the punt?
on the, no, it was on the spot.
On the spot. Yeah.
Would the referee normally give more time for the center judge to get out before they snap that, or are you okay if they're going to spike it, I guess?
I would have not interfered with that play. I mean, I would have gone and warned them after the fact, but I wouldn't have shut it down, made them redo it, or penalized them or done anything at that particular moment. You do want to, if they, assuming they hadn't done that the game before that, we kind of got them, by pushing them back, we kind of got them almost a little bit, so we were somewhat to blame, just warn them on that particular play.
Can you go back and clarify a situation you talked about earlier? It was inside 2 minutes, and we had the first down, and the referee wound the clock
Before the ball's down.
You want him to wait?
I do.
Okay.
I do. Now, the offense should know, since it wasn't close, they should know we're going to whine when the ball's down. So there should be some sense of urgency on their part to get to line. If there's not, it's on them. If they're just milling around and we get the ball down, go ahead and whine it. I mean, but if they're hustling to the line, and we get the ball down, and we get our center judge starting to head out, and then that's a pretty good time to whine it, as the offense should be. A good team's going to be at the line at that point, and then they should be prepared for that. But that's the difference between the rest of the game when we're in the vicinity of where we're going to put the ball down versus the end of the game where give them a little more time.
And you don't care about the chains so much.
Nope, never care about the chains. That's somebody else does it. For some reason they don't get there. The linesman can put a beam back down, have a good idea of where the spot should be. But no, we're not worried about the chains.
Is that's true at any point in the game?
Yes. All right.
Are you okay with resetting the clock in that situation then? Having somebody come in and say, listen.
I would have been, yeah. I thought about that, but yeah, I said I would have. It was, especially if the coach is complaining about it. I would have been. If somebody said, yeah, we started it too early, let's get back to 31. That would have been good. Yeah. All right. A lot of plays there. Hopefully everybody got something that you can visualize that you're gonna be in the right place at the right time next time. And just be on time to see the game.
All right, I'm told it's on me. Just want to thank one more time Terry for coming out. Another great presentation. Hopefully everyone learned something. It doesn't get any better than this, so I'm not going to say anything else other than start getting ready for the season. You've got about 6 weeks to go, I guess, before your clinics in the fall, end of July, first August. Some might be sooner than that. So start getting in condition. Next Wednesday, rule session down at DCDMB where we'll start going over the 100-question CFO test. All right. Drive safely, and thanks for coming out.
Yeah, that's my.